Well, I also go to a gym and kind of work out a bit, and the gym there had a spa. So the reason I wanted to get one of these things was because the gym had a spa, and um, I would get in it, but they used chlorine in it, and so you would come back out and smell like chlorine for like 2 days, but I really loved to go in there, and I thought, I had also just purchased my house, and I thought, well, now I've got a spot for one, and what better way to like spend a nice night than lounging out in the spa? So that was really what drove me, and just the experience of being in a nice spa with warm water and the jets and relaxing is really why I got it. Well, when I was looking for spas, I had no idea what I was looking for. Zero. Um, Aside from the one at the gym, which is built into the ground, and it's a big heavy duty thing. Um, I had seen people who had them in their backyard, and I knew what they looked like, but I really had zero idea of um, what options were, how big I could go, how small I could go. Um, and so basically, I opened up the phone book and started, going through the Yellow pages looking for spa dealers. And there were a handful of them, and I called several. They were out of business, out of business, out of business. And I found Champagne Spas. And, I came in, and Amanda was here, and she showed me, basically really educated me on everything that I needed to know about the spa. So I learned through her what I really wanted, and was able to make the purchase that I really am happy with. Well, I guess one of the biggest concerns was the upkeep. What do I have to do? I mean, that was something else. I had a zero idea what I had to do to keep it up, and how am I going to clean it? How am I going to keep it rolling? And then how much was it going to cost to use as well? And everything, it really turned out really, really well. When I was looking for a spa, I started with um, the Del Mar Fair, because they've got a lot of spas there. And I looked around, and I looked at a few, and um, I'm not sure if Champagne Spas does there. I can't remember. I don't really remember seeing them, but I remember seeing a couple others and thinking, well, okay, this is okay. But I really wasn't ready to make any sort of purchase at that point, and I was still trying to figure out what I wanted. And mainly, I think the people that I talked to there, there was so many people looking at the same time that you really don't get the kind of one-on-one that you really need when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. So, but that was kind of where I started, I think, was the Del Mar Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do any kind of online research or anything like that?
I don't really remember if I did. I don't think that I really did any big research online. This was, well, that's only a couple of years ago, but no, I really don't remember doing much research.
That's fine.
Well, when I discovered Champagne Spas, I pulled in and immediately. I mean, it's a nice place. It's a lot of different. They have a lot of the options out on the floor for you to look at. And Amanda came up and helped me, and she was really, really nice, really informative. And at that point, I mean, I really was in my mind to buy one, but I wasn't going to do it immediately. And I just wanted some information. And so I remember when I left that day, I thought, this is something that I can do, and this is the place that I want to do it, because I just got a really good feeling about being here. The things that I thought were important for me was the size, for one thing. I'm kind of tall. I'm about 6'1", and I thought, all right, well, I've got to be able to get in the thing and really be able to relax. And so they let me actually, fully clothed, just get into one of the dry spas and see if I could fit in it. So that was actually, a big concern. And then Amanda went through the different levels of the jets with me, and so what each model had. And in the end, I just thought, most of the time when I buy something, I just figure I'm just going to go all out and really get what I really want, and not get anything lesser. So I just went and I got the top of the line one for my size, because it had the really good jets. Everything was laid out really well. And, again, I'm thrilled with the thing. We use it several times a week, and it's really, really great.
Awesome.
Soon after I came in here, they had it was a big spa sale down at Qualcomm Stadium. And so, they have a big tent sale. They put out a big tent, and they've got all these spas in there. And so it was after I had been in here. And I went and I looked at those spas, and I thought, honestly, they didn't compare. They didn't compare at all. And I thought, wow, I want to make sure I get something good and something that looks good and something that's going to work good. And again, that was like a turning point for me. I realized, okay, this is not what I want. I want something that's going to be good, it's going to hold up, it's going to work well.
Cool.
My experience visiting Champagne Spas was, I'm not quite sure if it's a family business, but it really feels, I get that impression that it's kind of a family business here, and that's nice. It's a nice thing to deal with. They were really informative. They really knew what they were talking about. They had an answer for every question I had, and I really felt like I was going to be purchasing something that was quite expensive with people who are really going to back up that purchase.
Awesome.
I think the biggest thing that made an impression on me was when Suzanne and I came back together, and someone said, "Well, we've got some spas out in the back, and go ahead and hop in and see what it's like." So we brought our bathing suits in and jumped in, and that really made the biggest impression. That was that day when Suzanne and I left. I said, we're buying one of these things. We're going to take one home. So that was, aside from being at the gym, I hadn't been in a personal spa, like a non-industrial size spa. And it was very nice. So that's the biggest thing that I learned, I think.
Awesome.
I think, coming into a dealership, one of the most important things, the biggest thing really is, as I mentioned, the Qualcomm Stadium and Del Mar Fair. You get one of the feelings that I got, especially at the Qualcomm Stadium thing, was it's like just a fly-by-night operation. I buy a spa, something goes wrong, where are they? And so I knew where you were. I knew where they were. So if something was going to happen, I knew where I could come to get taken care of. I didn't try any other brands after the little bit of research that I did here and the little branching out that I did. I had really pretty much made up my mind that this is where I was going to buy it, and it was going to be this brand of spa. Got the Capri. And it's kind of, actually I think it's like this. It's this color combination. And initially, I had looked at, and it's a smaller spa. It's like a 3-person spa, and and I figured it would just be for me and Suzanne. So initially, I was looking at one of the lower models, and when it came time, when I said, okay, I came in to Champagne Spas, and I said, okay, today's the day I'm going to buy the spa. And then I think it was like at that moment is when I made the decision that I'm going to get the top of the line one, the better one. And I forgot what your question was. I'm sorry.
I was just asking what.
My favorite feature on this model has got to be the jets. There's 3 different seats, and so the jets in the seats are all different. So in one seat you get sunk down really low, and it's got like all the jets. It's got a whole lot of different ones there, and I love that seat. That seat is my favorite feature of the whole spa.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Some people like to take a soak in the spa to kind of begin the day. Some people, like to take a soak at the end of the day. When do you find yourself using your spa the most?
I use the spa most at night. It's, close to the last thing that I do. And it's really nice to go out And if it's a clear night and you see the stars and it's quiet, and just lying out there and relaxing from the whole day, and then I'll go in and pretty much fall right asleep.